Hello everybody, and welcome back to my home here in East Tennessee on this beautiful November day. I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving this week, and as you see, I have some new Thanksgiving cacti that are in bloom. Had to share these gorgeous plants with you. The one on the right is a no ID that I call Paula the Thanksgiving Cactus because Paula from Hillbilly Orchids shared this with me. And then the one on the left is Samba Brazil, and that was a gift from Michael McCarty. So I love these two new plants. These are less than a year old. These cuttings are actually less than a year old. And as you see, they're blooming this year. I am so grateful for that. And I wanted to thank Paula and Michael again for these gorgeous plants. Another new plant that I have is this one from my friend Sharon. This is a peach one. I can't wait for it to bloom. It's just now starting to really set buds. And so probably in about, I'd say in about a month, it's going to bloom. I know that this one blooms a little bit later in the year for her as well. So you're going to notice that some of your Thanksgiving cacti bloom before others. I have a feeling it's probably just the genetics of the plant, but I kind of like it that way because that way I always have a Thanksgiving cactus in bloom through much of the winter. And here is my beautiful white Schlumberger that I nicknamed Snow White. As the blooms mature though, they have a pinkish tint to them that I think it's just so pretty. Let me give you a close-up of that and you can see what I'm talking about. And here you can see that beautiful flush of pink. I think that this is such a beautiful plant. When it all blooms out, it kind of turns a light pink, which I think is just, it's just so pretty because the blooms, when they first bloom, they are really snow white. That's the name of, the nickname that I gave the plant. And I have all of my Thanksgiving cacti growing in products from the Orchid Supply Store, who is my sponsor. And I'll always have their information in the description box below. These are growing in Glacier Gold potting mix, about 2/3 parts of the Glacier Gold. And then I like to mix about 1/3 of the small orchid bark, the Orchiata bark. I love Orchiata bark. And a little bit of perlite just to kind of keep everything light and airy and well draining. It's very important to have a well draining soil with these cacti. And don't forget when you place your order from the Orchid Supply Store to use my coupon code AMY, A-M-Y, to get your 12% viewers discount. That's always a good thing. And free shipping in the continental United States. That is a great deal. And here is Big Red, not blooming quite yet. It's starting to bloom. You can kind of see some of the buds are starting to mature enough to bloom out. But he always blooms after Snow White. That's just his mode of operation. This plant is covered in buds, so I can't wait for him to bloom out, and I will definitely do a video when he blooms out because it's just so spectacular. So Big Red, he's getting ready to put on quite a show. And today I thought I would talk to you a little bit about watering Thanksgiving cacti, Christmas cacti. A lot of people have been asking me on previous videos that I've done, when do you start watering? Do you water now in the month of October? And my answer is yes. Now I water through the month of October. The past few years here in East Tennessee have been unseasonably warm. We've had the cooler nights, but during the days, it's gotten up into the 70s. And so when you've got that warmer weather, you've got to keep them watered. And I have pretty much learned that with Thanksgiving cacti, what triggers them to bloom is the cooler temperatures and the shorter daylight hours. The daylight hours are very, very different here starting the month of October. It gets darker much earlier, and when it gets dark, it gets pitch black. So that's what triggers these to bloom, not withholding water. Withholding water, that's what you do with your Easter cactus starting November 1st through February 14th, Valentine's Day. But with these, they don't take up as much water in the month of October as they do, like let's say in August and September, the hotter months. But I do water them or they start to shrivel, and I don't want to stress them as they're budding because you might lose some clades, you might lose some buds. So yes, I have found that I am watering all through the month of October, all through the month of November. I'm actually watering them lightly about twice a week. I'm talking like probably a third of the amount that I did in the summer, twice a week, just to keep them hydrated. When a plant is blooming, it just requires more water. So it's very important to provide enough water for them and also to keep the water drained from the plant, because if you leave them setting in water, you run the risk of root rot and then you can actually lose the plant. I'm also asked really frequently, do you use CalMag during this time? Do you fertilize at all? And I don't. During the growing season, I give these plenty of CalMag and plenty of fertilizer, so I don't feel like they really need it. You can certainly put a little bit of CalMag in your water if you would like to. That's not going to hurt anything. But as far as an all-purpose type of fertilizer, you don't need to fertilize them at this time because it can actually confuse the plant. I made that mistake one year and the blooms didn't last so long, and it was kind of like the plant didn't know if it was in growth mode or if it was in bloom mode. Sometimes they do that anyway. You know, before they even come out of bloom, you'll notice new clades because they like to grow, but you don't need to fertilize them at this time. And just a little reminder to us all, the best time to repot is in the springtime. And the best time to start fertilizing is after they quit blooming. So those are my little tips for the day. I've been hearing from you all that, you know, your Thanksgiving cacti are blooming. Everyone's so excited. And this is a great time of the year to just enjoy these gorgeous plants. So I just wanted to let everyone know I appreciate you all so much. I'm grateful for you. You all are the best subscribers on the planet. And before I end this video, I'd love to say the blessing over you, your family, and your plants. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn His face toward you and give you and your loved ones His peace. You all make it a great day. Again, happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you next time. And let's make a little video of Jasmine while we're here. Jasmine, sit. Oh yeah, say I'm a good girl. And I love to eat Cheerios. Tell everybody happy Thanksgiving. There we go. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Talk to you all next time.